I'll be honest, I don't even care about the background or anything. My green screen can't be set up just as quickly. And on top of that, some huge news just came out. So I'm going to read through the patch notes. Normally I don't like to do this kind of like immediately. I like to give it a little time so that way I can kind of, not speed my way through, but this is just a lot of detail. So first and foremost, Tournament of Champions with Royal Gladiator, Dallas Summer, Shanghai, Legendary skins. They're purchasable for a limited time. Don't really care about the skins. Overwatch 2 just put out their delayed patchwork, and apparently it included a lot more than they let on initially, because initially it was supposed to be a hero balance change. And I figured that there would be some bug fixes, but they went above and beyond, and that's not even a joke at this point. So let's have a look. General updates to competitive play and matchmaking. They're continuing to monitor the health of competitive play and matchmaking across Overwatch 2 for both new and returning players, and have made numerous tuning adjustments on server for both initial and continued determination of player skill tier and division, many of which will become more noticeable at the start of Season 2. We've increased the precision of our queue time estimates for each individual role and role queue. The audio transcription feature, I don't really understand public voice channels. That's not really big for me at the minute. The big thing right now comes to this piece of information right here. Crossplay and aim assist. Again, I did not even figure that they were going to do anything for this, so I'm going to read the verbatim. We have made a change to aim assist in crossplay, PC plus console, lobbies. If you play crossplay game now, aim assist is enabled in all matches except competitive, because competitive doesn't have crossplay. That is huge. I might actually be wrong on that now that I think back on it, but we'll get back to that after I go over the initial excitement. In our data, we found that many groups were cross-play between PC and console players. That meant if we were playing on console and grouping with players on PC, you're opting into a bad experience for yourself to play with your friends. Duh! Also, if you had a group that was primarily console, but one of your friends was a PC player, you'd have to leave the PC player out to have a good experience. Double duh! We'd like to reiterate, at this point, aim assist exists only on console platforms, and they'll be monitoring the development. So this is huge. So console Call of Duty and console Apex and console Fortnite, and pretty much every game that has aim assist on console has been having these issues in their games with PC players. And it was kind of a back and forth between PC saying aim assist is busted, and then console players being like, yo, we kind of need it though. I'm on the console train because the aim assist for Overwatch, first off, you can't get precision aim with a joystick. It is very hard, especially with the dual zone, linear ramp, and exponential ramps being so, I'm not going to say buggy, but definitely not as patched out as they could be, because they don't care about their console community as much as their PC community. You can precision aim with a mouse and keyboard, you can't do it with a joystick, so you need aim assist to help you with the precision aim. Refer back to my guide if you really want the specifics on it. But all in all, it was kind of crappy because I have some friends on PC and I would love to play with them, but I can't do that because aim assist would literally ruin my entire gameplay experience and it would just be miserable for me outright. So we now come to the hero updates. Just to finish that last one up, is basically saying now it's going to be a little bit more enjoyable and hopefully we'll be able to use it and it'll be a noticeable experience. Aim assist on Overwatch is not like Apex or Call of Duty. It's not a aim assist under the it's not aimbot under the name aim assist. It is actually aim assist in this game. In fact, actually, if anything, it's underwhelming, but more on that another time. So we're going to talk about the hero updates because they did put in a few extra changes. May's back. As far as I know, nothing has been tuned with her except her bugs. They didn't mention her in here that I saw, but we'll move on with that in a second. So talking about the tank updates, Diva, pretty much everything on her patchwork is on here, except for one additional piece, which is her call mech. Her call mech ultimate cost is reduced, meaning that she could call it quicker. I see no problem with that. I understand that she was a little too quick to kill from time to time, but so I guess that's a survival mechanic, but they are reducing some of her output damage and her oppressiveness, so I see that as a good balance change. Zarya, pretty much how we already knew. This one's, yeah, they're both the same. Particle barrier and projector barrier. Like different abilities, same cooldowns. So 2.5 to 2 seconds duration, and cooldown increased by 1 second. It was very impressive to face off against her, and now to be a little more consistent because we were used to 2 seconds anyway. So, yeah, we'll see how that works. Now, I was going to put this on a separate video, but give me a second to finish up the damage category. So talking about Genji, obviously reduced his max ammo and reduced his damage by 2. So he's got 6 less shots, which would be 2 primaries or 2 secondaries short. And then his damage decreased by 2 points, but he still has critical damage. I need people to remember that. Junkrat apparently had a change, and we don't really know why. His arming time increased with his steel trap, so it's a little bit longer, a quarter of a second. And the duration is reduced to 2.5 seconds. I don't know why they did that. They might have saw that he had a bit of a strength in the competitive scene, and it was always like really like I don't understand. I don't know what that's meant to target, and quite honestly, I don't think it was necessary. I think Junkrat was kind of fine where he is, and that's saying a lot because I hate the character, but the in-game mechanics are so far not too terrible. There might be a few fixes I would suggest, but again, if anything, I would put him on the nerf. But there's not much to nerf. He could use a quality tune down, if anything. Sombra, so she got everything that we thought. And now, ability lockout duration decreased by a quarter of a second. Hacked enemies no longer valid for hacking for the next 8 seconds after you hack them initially. And hacked enemy damage multiplier reduced from 40 to 25%. So this is specifically for Genji and Sombra. I've been hearing mixed things from top players, mid players, forum people, all these different sources. And there's mixed reviews and more leaning towards it just basically ruined him and now nobody will want to play them. I would like to quickly reiterate. Genji has higher mobility than most other heroes, has a very unique set of skills that get him in and out of stuff, and he's very quick, I would like to quickly note. Even with a reduction of damage and maximum ammo reduction, he is still a pretty, I'm certain that Overwatch League is still going to select him from time to time when you need that sort of hero. And same thing with Sombra. I need people to realize when Sombra, her ability lockout duration means that for a quarter of a second less now, people will actually be able to use their ability a little bit sooner. You're not supposed to just have a get out of jail free card every time. That's what your that's what your teleporter's for. You are supposed to do it yourself, not rely on the people to be invalid. And then the second thing, hacked enemies are no longer able to be hacked for the next 8 seconds. If they're hacked, you can't hack them again. I'm assuming that doesn't transpire with the ultimate. But here's the thing. That's fine. It should never have stacked in the first place because that's not fun on the receiving end. I don't want to I don't want a Sombra to constantly heckle me throughout an entire 4-minute match because she constantly hacks me. You got to work for that. There has to be a certain level of skill, and that's just good. That doesn't break her, though, is what I'm trying to say, is either way, I'm still locked out for 8 seconds, but now you have to play smarter to make sure that you still get the same effect. And then this last point, hacked enemy multiplier from 40 to 25. First off, I think 40 was just too much. There was just no way to survive that on the receiving end. Where at 25%, there's at least a middle ground where if you're playing a Sombra smartly, then yes, 25% extra is more than enough, in my opinion. But, because that's also a Zen orb, if we really think about that, and Zen can eliminate you pretty quickly. She's just on a different, kit and play style than Zenyatta, but more on that another time. And then the hacked enemy damage multiplier, on the receiving end, it means that it gives you a chance to fight back, but you could still very well get eliminated. The chances are still in your favor. She's still strong. She's not weak as people are trying to make her out to be, and on top of that, I'm just... Last one is Kiriko. She's just getting her invulnerability duration reduced to 0.25 seconds, so a quarter of a second versus 0.4. I like that change because it's basically get out of jail free card, because honestly all she was trying, they mentioned what it was intended and players are going to find a way around it anyway, but reducing it by that much makes it easier because you're sometimes mistiming when to start firing and you're wasting ammo. By making it shorter, it makes her not so strong. And she's in desperate need of some nerfs anyway, so I'm pretty sure that this is just a short-term fix for something down the road. They haven't mentioned putting her on the chopping block just yet, but I would be surprised if they didn't. Now for the bug fixes, because this is kind of huge, just talking about everything. So let's kind of speed through this. So for general fixes on bugs, for PC only, the default setting for audio mix has been changed to studio reference. Resolved an issue where some players could be stuck in Bronze 5 even after several to rank updates. I haven't seen anybody with that particular problem, but I wouldn't doubt that people are suffering through it, so my heart goes out to you. Console only for the next 3 of them, so fixed an issue where PC interface was being forced for some console players. I had noticed that from time to time. I have noticed that. Something changed in like the frame rate setting, like even though I have it set to high frame rate, it would just kind of like slow down and jitter a bit. Maybe it was just me, but that's what it felt like, so maybe that's what the bug issue is. Console only fixed a bug where on console where your game would freeze if you open and closed a hero cinematic. I haven't encountered that bug, but then again, I haven't gone through the hero cinematic too often. And then lastly, fixed an issue where capture highlight could not be unbound from the left D-pad. Huh. That's kind of a strange bug to fix, but okay. Addressed multiple leaderboard issues causing inaccurate placement and ordering, which, speaking of which, I'm going to check that out right now because I have not had that thing updated since the game came out, and it's still saying that I haven't done anything this season, even though I've been playing for pretty much the entire time on comp. Let's see. Players who are getting healed will no longer see the healing status effect on their screen while they're at full health. Finally. Fixed an issue where players would sometimes be, in reference to that one, it wasn't a problem, it was just I noticed it. Fixed an issue where players would sometimes be placed into an empty game. Nifty. Finally. Resolved a bug that prevented players from rejoining their competitive game after being disconnected. That's kind of an important thing. Fixed a bug where typing in chat could purchase an item from the hero gallery. I feel bad for whoever encountered that bug. They better get recompensated, that's all I'm saying. The no-name card selection in the name card interface is now selectable. Fixed a display issue where players were shown incorrect amounts of Overwatch League tokens, which made them unable to purchase items. The display now shows the correct amount of tokens on a player owns. The Avoid Teammates button is no longer hiding behind the recent players list. That had been an annoyance. It's not that it was a bad thing, like you were still able to access it, but it was kind of annoying, like a pet peeve, like, oh my god, why are you there? Fixed an issue with the challenge, Farsighted not correctly tracking and or completing. I haven't even seen any challenges, quite honestly. It has not shown up for anything that I do, so hopefully that was an issue that they fixed. Fixed an issue with the challenge, Damage Sponge not correctly tracking and or completing, so referred to above. Resolved an instance of the player screen becoming blurry or out of focus. I've seen people have that issue, but I have not personally had that issue. Again, my heart goes out, and I'm sorry if you ever had to encounter that. Fixed an issue where some players were missing the Neuer Widowmaker. I don't know how to pronounce that word anymore. It's been such a long time, I don't even remember. Various visual improvements to the first-time user experience, and fixed in last update, practice bots will now show up through walls correctly when you play a healer. Okay. So now comes the map fixes, which is only one. Junkertown fixed additional areas in the map that were causing performance issues in some cases. They didn't specify too much, so that's really it for the map updates. Now we go into the hero bug fixes. So Brigitte fixed a bug where Brigitte's shield can become invulnerable under certain conditions. I saw that with the Fran. That was funny. McCree, he can now correctly drop the flag during combat roll and capture the flag game mode. I haven't even played that game mode yet, so whatever. Doomfist, fixed in last update. Fixed a bug with Seismic Slam being stopped early by obstructions, and same thing in last update, fixed a bug that made with being able to jump during Seismic Slam. Genji, fixed an issue with the Genji Mythic skins hit volumes. That's kind of weird. And fixed in last update, fixed in issues where players could get Infinite Dragon Blade in custom games. Funny. Not funny for me, but I haven't seen that yet. Hanzo, fixed in last update, wall and jump climb no longer destroys breakables. Junker Queen, commanding Shout and Rampage, now correctly drop the flag and capture the flag game. Oh yeah, because it's a mobility ability. Kiriko, fixed an issue where Kiriko could escape map boundaries by using Swift Set. I can't speak. Mei has been added back into the lineup and fixed several issues with her ice wall that allowed players and projectiles to occasionally pass through it or slip off of it. Mercy, audio made a change to sounds Mercy's first-person glide to address frequencies that some player found uncomfortable. Reinhardt fixed in last update, fixed an issue where Quick Melee did not swing his hammer. Sojourn can no longer pick up the flag and capture the flag when using Power Slide. Sombra EMP can no longer be damage boosted. It could have been damage boosted. I actually did hear that a while back ago. I just forgot about it. But wow, that's kind of important. That's kind of important. That is a little overpowered in my opinion. And here you're thinking that she's gonna. Okay, yeah, right. Torbjorn fixed in last update, fixed an issue where Quick Melee did not swing his hammer, and Wrecking Ball fixed in an issue with Adaptive Shield that could cause you to lose. I would have loved to have that in my game. All right, so that's kind of one that I wish that I was able to see. So let's quickly put the window capture down, and we're going to see in the game. Let's take a look at career profiles. Going to update. Are you kidding me? It didn't fix Jack. Oh my God, career competitives. It's literally not updating anything. I've been playing Soldier, Ash, McCree, Reaper, Tracer. I've been playing all of them. Where are they? Oh, so much for the bug fixes. That did jack. Oh, but God forbid they didn't put out the shop stuff, right? I mean, look. Oh my God. Ah! Okay. Did they at least add in some of the Overwatch League skins? Please tell me that. No, of course they didn't. Why would they? Why would they add the Overwatch? Like, I just want the Overwatch League skins for Sojourn. That would be freaking nice. Or even the rest of them. Like, I want to support my team, but I can't do that when you don't put the skin out. All right, enough of the personal ranting. What do you guys think about this? Because honestly, this makes me kind of happy. I'm not even going to lie. So leave your thoughts down below. And yeah, I'll pick you up on the next video.